Week 6 in the NFL. Kegger, you know, by Monday, we're going to be a third of the way through the NFL season already. It has been extraordinarily profitable here at Nuke the House. How are we doing so far this year, Kegger? I think we're doing pretty good because I made a shit ton of money off of you doing those live shows with you over the weekend.
What's up, buddy? Yeah, a third of the way through the year feels like we've done 8 seasons already, but we're making money, and that we can't complain. That's all we can ask for. We've absolutely smashed the island shows. Coop had a great Sunday, picked up like 20 units. I'm coming off a 60-unit month. I mean, things are going well for sure.
People just don't believe me. And I'm like, the picks are tracked. The picks are tracked, man. Yeah, I did hit an 11-1 on Caleb Williams from Coop. I did it. Okay. Yep. It's just, that's what happens. And I highly recommend you check out the site, nukethehouse.com, and we'll take care of you, man. It's $59.99 a month. I don't think you're going to find a better deal in the industry for the amount that you can win. So go get there right now, $59.99. Just sign up for the month. Don't just do the little weekly package. Just do it. Okay. Just do it. Oh, Tyler, my freaking goats. What up, fellas? I'm feeling good. I'm really excited about tomorrow night's broadcast. 8:15, free show right here at nukethehouse.com. So we got the Seahawks and the Niners. You ready to get into this game, buddy? I got too many notes for this game. I'm going to have to cut it down, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what do we got here with the odds? It's moved. It's moved from 3-point favorites on the road for the Seahawks, now 3.5-point favorites, just about industry wide. The total in this game, 49. So the game's in Seattle. Let me throw some notes at you. Niners have dropped 3 of 4 games, right? And the second half of that game against Arizona last week was a complete joke. So now they've been outscored by 24 points in the second half in the last 2 weeks. So they're getting absolutely brutalized there. Goal-to-goal situations, they're only 50%, 31st in the NFL. That's not good. 41% in the red zone conversion rate, 29th in the NFL. The Niners are failing on multiple levels here, but then again, they got the Seattle defense, right? And these guys, over the last 2 weeks against the 2 teams they faced, their defense is worse than the Rams. Just the last 2 weeks is worse than the Rams have been on the season. They are awful defensively. Plus, they're losing linebacker Derek Hall, linebacker Nuoso Uchenna, and Byron Murphy on the defensive line. So this is a banged-up Seahawks team defensively, a Niners team that is not playing good football. Break it down for me, buddy. The Niners now 3.5-point favorites.
Yeah, so total open 48. It was bet down before seeing the over start to take money. Now it's as high as 49.5, basically sitting at 3.5 market wide. Basically been there for the majority of the week. I think that the Niners are the side here. I know that they screwed us last week. We were on their team total over 27.5. They hung 23 in the first half, I believe, and then didn't score a single point in the second half, which is rough. But the 49ers offense has been amazing this year in terms of yards per play. If you look at the metrics, they're beating just about every offense out there, but the drives are not turning into touchdowns because they are squandering massive opportunities game after game after game. Combine that with listening to what Bosa had to say in his press conference earlier in the week about how the defensive roles need to be more defined than they currently are. And it definitely leaves some question marks for the 49ers. On the other side, I think, the verdict is in now for the Seattle Seahawks defense. It's not as good as we hoped it would be with McDonald calling the scheme. I can understand struggling against the Detroit Lions, but what I can understand is letting Danny Dimes and the New York Giants offense post about 420 yards of total offense on your forehead at home, while you're at home. I just think the 49ers offense should go up and down the field on this defense. But the question is, will they be able to finish a drive? So I'm going to say lean the 49ers here at 3 or better. Slight lean to the under despite the over getting slammed. It's starting to feel a bit too high for me for a total on Thursday night with one team coming in at a decent rest advantage. This is basically 3 games in 10 or 11 days now, I think, for the 49ers, which is, concerning for sure. But yeah, lean Niners here. We'll probably be looking at player props in this game. Aside from that, I've got nothing right now.
All right, very good. Kittle has been performing exceptionally. I'm waiting for his really, really big game. He usually scores like 3 touchdowns in a game. Maybe this is the week that Kittle goes off. And on the other side, Keg, they didn't run the ball with Kenny Walker last week. He had 2 carries in the first half, 3 in the second half. I don't know what the hell that game plan was.
I know
they have to go to Kenny Walker.
Like at one point they were leading the game, and he just was not getting run. Neither was Charbonnet. I don't know. I know Gino at one point led the league in passing yards, and he's looked pretty good to start the year. But, I mean, the foundation of that offense is Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. So I'm not really sure what they were thinking last week. But I still think they go back run heavy, if I had to guess. But this is not going to be the week to do it, I don't think.
No.
Because eventually the Niners are going to finish drives, and it's going to cost, some team they're going to hang 40 on.
Some team, and it's probably going to happen sooner than later. Oh, let me tell you the teams that are on bye this week. No Chiefs, no Rams, no Dolphins, no Vikings. Chiefs, Rams, Dolphins, Vikings, they are all on a bye week. Again, nukethehouse.com. Check us out. We got a 1 free week special. Again, I think you should sign up for the month, but if you want to dip your toe in the water, Nuke NFL, Nuke NFL. Sign up for any plan. We won't charge you on the free trial. Nuke, Nuke NFL. Bang that like button if you get a chance. Let's get to the London game here. We got another early one. You're excited about that, right? 9:30 in the morning. You get to sleep in on Sunday. You want me to do that game? I'll do it. I'll hop in there. It's fine. I mean, you won't have Johnny this week to yell at you. I'll become a Jags fan.
I don't know. Oh, God. I don't know. We have to talk about these London games. Last Sunday night was rough, man.
Yeah, because you were so tired?
Oh, my God.
Well, maybe we'll throw someone in with me. Maybe I'll give you the time. I'll get up early, do the 7:30 Mountain Time, and we'll get into the Jags and the Bears. Now, Keg, my picks are for recreational purposes only, but I told you after 4 weeks, I started getting a feel for the totals. Had a couple unders last week, had the Kansas City under. I don't think they get to 45 points. As a matter of fact, this thing got bet down to 44 points from the 45. Jags, Bears in London, 44 total. Jags getting 2 on the road, even though both teams are on the road. And somehow the Jags are London's team because they play there all the freaking time. Caleb Williams coming off a great game. Jaguars did their annual beating of the Colts down in Jacksonville. What do you got for the Jags and the Bears overseas?
Earlier today, the Bears were sitting between 1.5 and 2.5, depending on where you shop. The total open 45, was as low as 43 at one point in the week. Then the over started to take money. Now we're back to around 45. Jacksonville offense looked like they finally had a pulse last week. They were able to consistently drive down the field for the first time this year, and they hung just about 40 on the Colts. You have to think that's good news for the team heading in to play an offense that is definitely improving in the Chicago Bears as the season goes on. But I still have questions about the Chicago Bear defense. Thus far, I think they've played one real offense in the Texans, but they weren't tested against the Titans, the Rams, the Panthers. So I think if the Jags want to be successful in this game, they need to continue to get the ball in the hands of Robinson. He was a big part of that game last week. He has the ability to break a game wide open, and they haven't utilized him the way they should. Hopefully they saw what they did last week and they realize now that they have to make him a bigger part of the team. No real opinion on the side in this game, but the over in London kind of feels like the way to go to me here. I feel better about this line being a flat 44 if that pops back up. Until then, I'm going to pass on the total, but I could see us betting the over at some point in the week in this game for sure.
Keg, I'm going to apologize for putting this up here. Jeff, your troll, wants to know about your New York Jets. Now, they're playing the Bills on Monday Night Football, but I've been waiting. I asked you what's going on with the Jets. What are your thoughts on the Jets? Salah's gone. Somehow Hackett saved his job. He's going to be there. They're going to play the Bills. Monday Night Football is going to be a debacle. Talk to me here, buddy. Yeah, the Jets are a mess.
We're looking to get my blood pressure up.
Correct.
15 minutes into the show. Mm-hmm. So the New York Jets just stay being the laughingstock of the National Football League. Mm-hmm. 5 weeks into our Super Bowl contending year, we fire the head coach. Why? Because this washed up 40-year-old quarterback that used to be quality when he played in the state of Wisconsin said so? Well, quality football player, right? Not human being. We know that. Hey, Aaron, how's your brother? Right? Okay. Now, the guy needs to go back into his peyote cave and take a fucking nap, okay? Because this organization makes it so hard. Like, how are there fucking people in the stadium at this point anymore? I don't know. Super Bowl contender? We couldn't contend for a bowl of fucking soup. Get a life, bro. Like, we're a joke. We're a joke. We lost to a team 2 weeks ago that doesn't even play offense. They just punt the ball on first down and hope the defense will score. Like, that's where this organization is, bro. Like, there's bad, and then there's worse than bad, and then all the way over there is the fucking New York Jets. You understand, Holden?
I do. Trust me, buddy. I was smart. 21 years ago, I turned my Jets card in. I have not stressed about the Jets since 2003. I said, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore.
Am I a huge Robert Saleh fan? No. But he earned the year after the shit show quarterbacks that guy had to deal with for 3 years. He earned the year. And at least the defense has been rock solid. First in EPA per drive over the last 3 years. First in points per drive over the last 3 years. Third in success rate over the last 3 years. That's a lot more than Aaron Rodgers has done for the New York Jets. What's he done? The only thing he's done is shit the bed 45 seconds after he carried a flag into the stadium like he was fucking Captain America last year. And that's it. The organization should be blown up, fucking detonate the stadium. It's over. It's over. Fuck this team.
Okay. I do want to fact check you, though. I have to fact check you. It was ayahuasca and not peyote. Okay.
Are we done?
I would love for you to be done and move on to this game because I got to be done at the bottom of the hour, top of the hour. So good. Do you feel a little better now?
No.
All right, then we'll just move on to the 11 o'clock games. Commanders at Ravens. Boy, the Commanders looking great with Jaden Daniels. They had 7 plays of 28 or more yards in that win on Sunday. These guys have been remarkable. This could be the week, though. They run into a freight train. Commanders getting 6.5 in Baltimore against the Ravens. We got a hearty total of 51.5, Keg. This is a big, big total this week. And it's interesting because 2 days ago, I saw it at 52.5. Total's coming down a little bit. What do you think about that total sitting where it is? And do the Ravens run roughshod this week?
Yeah, so look ahead line was 6.5. That's basically where we've been all week. Seeing the total right now between 51.5 and 52.5 earlier in the market. A little bit undecided, but we saw the total as high as 53 at one point in the week. So we're definitely seeing under money starting to come in. And that's basically where we're at. At some point, Jaden Daniels and this offense is going to come down to earth. And this feels like the spot to me. They've beat up on bad teams thus far for the most part. And this is the first real test, I think, for a young rookie quarterback who currently have odds to be the MVP, which are comical. But okay, this offense can't continue to be this efficient. And considering that this will be the toughest test for them, I kind of like Baltimore here. Will they rise to the occasion and continue to shock the NFL? I say no. I mean, they got the job done for us last week against Cleveland. They continue to hum along. They continue to get whatever they want offensively. But Baltimore is an elite team. They're a top 4 team in this league. And I have to see it against a team of that caliber before I can go all in on the Washington Commanders. So I don't love the fact that you have to lay this big a number with a team that's looked this good. But if I was going to bet this game, I would lay it with Baltimore before I would take the points. As far as the total, it feels right to me at 51.5 right now.
Tyler, who's going to be doing Nuke the Props. We do a prop show every week, 4:00 on Friday. He'll be with me. Baltimore smash spot. Look at the defenses Washington has beaten up on. Okay, Tyler, good stuff there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you're on X, come on over to YouTube. Watch the show over here. Nuke the House is the YouTube channel. Subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we're on. Our guys that are already subscribed, turn on your notifications anyway so you know when we're on. Texans Patriots is our next game. This is interesting. Okay, so the Texans laying 7 on the road. A lot of news to talk about. In New England, Drake May is going to get the start. Does he piss his pants? We're going to find out. For Houston, no Nico the Freako. This team has not looked the same offensively like they did last year. Now you take out their number 1 wide receiver, one of the handful of best in the NFL. There's still a couple of weapons, Keg. We got to check the lines on Diggs, and we got to check the lines on Tank Dell receptions. This is going to be the 2 guys that start eating things up, maybe the tight end, Dalton Schultz. But again, Houston laying 7 on the road. I'm not comfortable with that. 38 is the total, an anemic total. Is this a stay away because of the rookie quarterback? Can we find some value here on a side or total, or maybe just look at the player props?
All right, so I got some things to say about this game. Jacoby Brissett experiment is over. I get it. Totally understand them wanting to go with the rookie if they feel like he's ready. But it's a bit of a head scratcher that they decide to pull the trigger against one of the better teams that they've played thus far on the year. I probably would have taken a look at the schedule to see who the Patriots play after they go to London next week. Or at some point they go to London. But like clearly Mayo thinks this is the time. And I don't think it should be against a very solid Houston defense. It's a big ask for Drake May, in my opinion, for a few reasons. Number one, the New England Patriots offensive line wasn't good entering the year. It's only gotten worse. They lost their center last week. They've dealt with injuries all season. Now they play a Houston Texans front 7 that is absolutely legit when it comes to putting pressure on the quarterback. Number 2, where was DeMeco Ryans a coordinator? San Fran. How well have the Patriots looked against former defensive coaches on San Fran? They looked horrific against Sorensen, right? They gave up 13. They only scored 13 points in that game. Where did Salah come from? San Fran. They hung 3 in a game where they looked absolutely lost in that game. Now they play DeMeco Ryans, another former San Fran defensive coordinator that gets as good of pressure. They probably get better pressure right now than both San Fran and the New York Jets in terms of pressure. And, I think it's a big ask for Drake May in his rookie start. Now, Joe Mixon is really what matters to me here. If Joe Mixon plays in the game, this feels like an absolute smash spot to me on the Houston Texans. But with Nico Collins out this week, I'd really like to see them be able to rely on Joe Mixon to move the chains. But, it's not like the Patriots thrive against the pass. They're 29th in defensive EPA per pass. So long story short, I agree with you on Tank Dell and Diggs. They'll probably be the only guys that Stroud looks at. but I would like to have Mixon in there. And if we do see him there, I'm probably going to be on Houston. I think I like them in this spot.
Ooh, okay. All right. And the Patriots are taking on the Jaguars in London on the 20th. So not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. People got to wake up early to watch that game. That could be the worst game in the NFL this year. Literally could be the worst. The Jaguars and the Patriots. I can't. What are they doing to these poor people in London? Like button, smash it, bang, bang, bang. We'd love that. Also, you want to sign up, dip your toe in the water for a free week. You can do that. Nuke NFL, any plan you sign up for, we won't charge you till the week is up. But I cannot recommend $59.99 a month. Keg and the boys just hitting their stride, absolutely crushing on these NFL games, these island games. Tomorrow night's broadcast of Thursday Night Football, which is what we just broke down a few minutes ago with the Seahawks hosting the Niners. We will be live for that, for the whole game, and it will be free. So if you need any more reason to sign up for Nuke the House, go check that out and see where we go with it. Next game, Eagles coming off the bye. Here's what I'll say. If the Eagles don't look good against the Browns, they lose this game, and they lose this game to the Browns. Sirianni should probably suffer the same fate as Robert Saleh. So the Browns visiting the Eagles. Cleveland is 9-point dogs on the road. The total here is 42.5. This is ugly, my friend. So let me go look at what's going on DraftKings. This thing moved from 8.5 to 9. So money coming in on the Eagles, and the total at 43. I mean, it's gone 43, 42.5, 43. So things are kind of settling in on the total, Keg. But again, I think if Sirianni loses this game, there's a decent shot he's out. Horrible team, the Browns.
Yeah, I don't disagree. So we faded the Cleveland Browns last week. It ended up being the right call because Deshaun Watson is broken, I guess is the only way I could describe it. It's really over for the kid. And as long as he's the quarterback for the Browns, I just cannot bet that team with my money. So they're auto out every week. Ordinarily, this would be a favorable spot for the Browns, though, coming in off the drubbing to Washington. But the Eagles come in off the bye, plenty of time to prepare against a team that just cannot get out of their own way offensively, which is good news for Philly because they can't get out of their way defensively. Now, we'll have to check the Eagles' injury report later in the week to see if they're starting to get more healthy. So right now the side is a pass for me, even though I do have a slight lean towards the Eagles, but they've shown the ability, they really haven't, shown the ability to pull margin on anyone this year. So the side is a pass for now, but Deshaun Watson defies spots where you're supposed to back him. So the big problem I have in this game is based on the point spread. Based on this point spread, you should probably be pushing the button on Cleveland, right? But it just becomes increasingly harder to do that when you don't know if you've hit the basement yet. Like, I don't know where the basement is for the Cleveland Browns. So there's probably value on the Browns. But I can't do it. It's Philly or pass for me, and
I say this with all sincerity. I think Zach Wilson would be better than Deshaun Watson right now. I'm not even kidding.
You could be right.
Zach Wilson's a disaster. Go trade for him from Denver and hope something good happens.
I would say that I'll probably be looking more into the player props market in this game if I could find anything rather than a side or a total.
Well, A.J. Brown, I think, is a guy that we got to look at too, depending on the coverage that they play there, because I was reading some stuff up on A.J. Brown, and this could be a game where he goes absolutely nuclear. So A.J. Brown is a guy I'll have my eye on. Joey Work is a guy I got my eye on. What up, Joseph? He's got a smash spot this weekend, but not an NFL game. Must be a baseball game or MMA or something like that.
My guy. Love Joey Work.
We can't afford him, though. We just can't afford him. It's too bad. Next game to get to is the second oldest rivalry in the NFL. And I'm not kidding. The Cardinals at the Packers. Can you believe it? The second oldest rivalry in the NFL?
Never would have thought that.
Because they used to play in Racine, and then these two teams just beat the hell out of each other back in the 1800s. Do you know what the longest oldest rivalry in the NFL is?
Oof. The Packers and the Bears.
Okay. That's what I thought too. You're very close, but it's not it. So if anybody knows what the longest standing rivalry in the NFL is, that's your trivia question of the day. Now to Sunday's game. Another odd number, 5. We got a 5 sitting there. 5. Cardinals 5-point dogs on the road at Green Bay. The total here is 47.5, Keg. The Packers haven't looked great, and you get 5.5 too. And we know what's going on with these teams that are 5.5 dogs or more. They've been pulling out wins. They're great against the spread. I think 19-5-1, I want to say, after the Kansas City game. So the spread has moved from 4.5 to 5 at some shops. And then the total has come way down from 50.5 to 47.5. Interesting that the total sinks on this one, Kegger, because Kyler Murray, he's made some plays. Jordan Love and that offense been inconsistent to say the least. What do we got? Cards at Packers.
That total is wow. That total has moved like 2 points today. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I was looking why, and I don't see it.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see the injury report here. The Packers are the better team. There's no doubt about that. But I want to see how the injury report looks for Green Bay. We know that Watson will not be back for a couple weeks, but Romeo Dubes could play this week. And you have to think, as the weeks go by for Jordan Love, the comfort level and mobility will increase inside the pocket, which is a huge net positive for this team. And I'm not buying the win last week against the Niners for Arizona. This is a team that defensively is dead last in success rate and 30th in defensive EPA per play. They are atrocious defensively. They gave up another 400-yard game to the Niners, and the Green Bay Packers offense should go up and down the field here. I don't see how they get stopped. I want to see what my power ratings have in this game later today, but right now I have to lean Packers, even though I think the public probably is going to back the Cards coming off the Niners win later in the week. I'm not sure, though. I still want to wait for the injury report. Either way, there's a good shot I'm on the Packers team total here for the same reasons that I was on the San Francisco team total last week. Arizona defensively is a sieve. So I like the Packers to score points here a lot.
Yeah.
I'll probably be on their team total.
Yeah, Cards lost Will Hernandez too, their starting right guard. So this is big issue. He didn't allow a sack. So, or even a quarterback hit. So Kyler Murray, maybe he needs to run a little bit more. I don't want to put too much stock in a right tackle, but I think there's definitely stock there. Romeo Doubs is back with the team, but who the hell knows what's going to happen here? It was really weird because Wicks ran so many routes last week, didn't get targeted. Jaden Reed has turned into a legit stud. He's not getting in the end zone, but every week he's catching balls, man. We've been talking about Reed for a little while now, haven't we? What are you laughing about?
The oldest rivalry in sports is the Jets versus their own head coaches.
Walt Michaels was the last time they had a good coach. It's been a little while, pal. It's been a little while, but that's okay. The oldest rivalry, you want to know what it is?
Cardinals Bears.
Well, who said it? You looked it up, you son of a bitch.
No, I didn't, but Marty said it, and when he said it, I said that made sense.
No way he knew that off the
It's
cuff.
in the chat.
There's no way he knew it off the cuff, though.
Well, I think once you said that the second oldest one was the Cards.
You think he just put it together because he's a smart guy?
I don't know.
And he's a Chicago guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chicago guy, yeah.
I gets it. Okay. Let's keep moving on. But first, the spiel. NukeTheHouse.com. Join it. We do have a free show Thursday Night Football with the Seahawks hosting the 49ers, but you're not going to get into the pre-flop plays, and you won't get our full shows on Sunday night or Monday night or the 1 and 4 o'clock slates where, again, Coop threw out an 11-1. It hit, and it really made the weekend. Keg, how many units are you up? It's ridiculous. And people don't believe it. And they're like, well, if you're making that much, you do this, that. No. You guys are crushing again, and it's helping me out.
Yeah, 135.
Give me a break.
It's not bad.
Give me a break. I'll go to our next game, though. NukeTheHouse.com. Just sign up already. Bucs Saints. This is an interesting game because we saw New Orleans lay an egg. I don't know if Derek Carr is going to be in there. If Derek Carr is in there and you're giving me 3.5 at home, I'm going to take it. If Derek Carr is not in there and they play that Jake Haener stiff, then I'm not going to take it. What does the line tell you right now that the Bucs are 3.5-point favorites on the road? Total 41.5, my friend.
My gut says that he doesn't play. We have no idea who the starting quarterback's going to be. It could be Haener. It could be Spencer Rattler. If you listen to things being said, it looks like it's probably going to be Spencer Rattler, but we won't know for sure until the decision gets made. The first thing that sticks out to me in this game is, aside from like who the starter for the Saints is going to be, is the Bucs defense starting to get healthy, matched up against a Saints offensive line that's anything but. They could have some people out for this game. And if that's the case, you would think that the Bucs coaching staff pins their ears back and really sends them and gives up every I really think that they're going to try to get up in every bit of Haener or Rattler's ass in this game. My one concern about backing Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Listen, man, my one concern about backing Tampa Bay in this spot is the hangover of last week. They had that game. They should not have lost that game. Thank you for the plus 400 cash on Atlanta, though. But if they have their head right for this game, which I lean towards considering it's a division game, then I think they should take care of business against a low-level quarterback in this spot. So I'm going to lean Bucs. Total is a pass. But I could see myself – I'll tell you right now, if one of these backups play, there's a good chance I'm going to be on Tampa. I like them in this spot against one of these quarterbacks. But if it's Carr, then it's a pass.
So hold on. He's got an oblique. That's what he's got. That's what Carr has. So he's Dunsky. Stick a fork in him.
I'm all but certain it's going to be one of those two quarterbacks.
I mean, you saw how bad Haener was too. That was a joke.
That's why I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Spencer Rattler.
And that's not good either. It's just a bad football game and one I don't want to have to watch. Next one on the docket: Colts Titans. The Titans are 1-point favorites at home, minus 15 on the money line. Colts minus 105. Total is 43 now, Keg. There's some news that we need to discuss here for the Colts. So first of all, Jonathan Taylor's not practicing again, but Trey Sermon looked great. Anthony Richardson is practicing, and I don't think that's a good thing for this week in the Colts. I think you and I will agree that the better fit for this offense is Joe Flacco. If it is Richardson, I want to stay off this game altogether. Any interest, though, in backing the Titans at home against the Colts? This is a coin flip for me. Can we just move on?
I mean, maybe with Richardson playing, but this game isn't remotely bettable or worth talking about until we know the news on Richardson and Jonathan Taylor and whether or not they play. So until then, next.
Spectacular. You actually did it this time. You said pass, basically.
Yep.
4:00 games. Chargers, Broncos, my favorite game of the week. Why, you say? Under 35.5. We can do a little same game too, but we're back to the Broncos unders. This is a Chargers team that likes to run the football and play defense. It's a Broncos team with an elite defense. They're going to beat the shit out of each other. I've seen this team play way too many times over the last 6 years when you start getting that feel that they're going to go to the under. I don't mind the Broncos at home either. Getting 3 points, Keg, are you kidding me? Again, Bo Nix, not really good. Chargers coming off the bye week, but these two teams just muck it up. It's slow. It's defensive football. Broncos +3, 35.5 total. Am I anywhere near where you are in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't mind the under. I mean, Herbert's still banged up. Joe Alt still banged up. Slater, who is probably the worst of the three right now, I would think won't play. That's your starting quarterback and two starting tackles that are all banged up. So the last thing that you want for, an offense is to have both tackles out. Herbert should be fine. And I think that Joe Alt will play, but I'm pretty sure that Slater will be out. The Broncos have this like yin and yang thing that goes on every year. The offense is god awful. It's just not good. Well below average, not even debatable. But the defense, they're playing like one of the best defenses in football right now, hands down, bar none, not even close. So I think that we're gonna see people snap betting the +3 on Denver because they'll take the free field goal with a defense that's playing this well is generally the consensus in this league. But my gut leans the other way. I'll be honest.
Okay.
I kind of like the Chargers this week. But I think I like the under more than I like the side. So I'm with you. I'll lean under. But if you had to pin me down on a side, I think I would lay it this week as long as Alt and Herbert are a go.
Well, guess what? I just did some research here. Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt are participating in practice today.
That's good. That's a good sign for them.
It's a good sign. The Chargers just don't win in Denver. And I hate the blind bet it and stuff like that. And I'm not going to blind bet it, but just like the Colts can't win in Jacksonville, the Chargers have had a lot of issues with the Broncos here in Denver.
I'll tell you what, though, that total, man, you don't have a lot of wiggle room for any kind of defensive touchdown or you got to be perfect.
I mean, this is just going to be slow.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So again, I do like Denver with 3 points. I don't think we're getting 3.5, but I think a same game parlay. You never tease totals, right? I just try and manipulate these things. I'll probably bump the total up to go under, and I'll probably take a couple more points with the Broncos, and that's the way I'm going to do it. But again, this total's so low, and Tyler, you're right. I mean, this is part of it too. The total's so low. The Broncos are at home. The Chargers notoriously bad in Denver. So that's where I'm at with this game.
You think both starting running backs have 20 carries in this game?
I don't know about Denver. I just don't know what they're doing right now. Jamal or Pookie Williams looked very good last week. They got him involved. McLaughlin's in there. They're going to run the ball a ton, so they're going to have success. And surprisingly, the Denver offensive line has been good. They just got to make sure Nix doesn't turn the ball over. This to me is like a game manager special for both quarterbacks, Herbert and Nix. So that's where I stand, but that guy is the better. He's the best. He won't say it, but he is. He's up a ton of units. Boy, what else can I say about Nuke the House? When you sign up, you get all the pre-flop picks. You get access to our premium shows for the NFL, the 1 and 4 o'clock slates on Sundays. And anybody that watched our free show on Monday, if you didn't sign up and you just got the free plays, first of all, the free plays crushed, but you missed a lot of big plus money bets behind the paywall. So again, just sign up. Give us some testimonials. Come on, guys. We got guys that have been with you for years.
There's been like 30 something people try the free trial, and all but one of them actually signed up to the website afterwards. It's pretty good, man.
No, all but one of them did not.
All but one of them signed up to the website. And
right. That's 29 out of 30. That's ridiculous.
That's pretty good.
I don't even hear. That's almost as good as our. That's actually better than the units you're up. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's
retention rate. What I tell you, 6 to 8%. We're sitting here like 90-something%. Nuke NFL. If you want to try a free week, that's fine. Sign up for the month, $59.99. I can't tell you enough. Steelers Raiders rivalry renewed. The shit show in Las Vegas. Now we get Aiden O'Connell starting. We know how bad a head coach that Antonio Pierce is. Then you got the Steelers who, Justin Fields, doesn't really move the needle for me. But again, as long as he's not making mistakes, they can go back to their plan. Run the football, play defense. Wait till Jalen Warren gets back too. Steelers, 3-point favorites on the road in Vegas. The total 36.5 here, Keg. This is an interesting game. You know, you just look at it, you say, okay, the Steelers are going to win this game. The side has stayed the same. The total has stayed the same. Nothing has moved. What does that tell you, if anything?
This is the one game that I haven't had time to dig into yet. But the one thing I will say, Pittsburgh had every opportunity that they wanted to beat the Cowboys last week. They just couldn't get it done. And that's despite basically being out yarded like 200 yards in that game. And they still should have won that game. The defense shit the bed. They allowed 445 yards in that game.
Sure.
And the Cowboys offense looked unstoppable in that game on third down. They were like 10 of 14, I think. So I want to dig into the game a little bit more. So no official opinion on the game yet, but my initial reaction was a slight lean towards the home team here, but I want to dig in further.
Okie dokie. We only got 2 left. And then we're done for the day, unfortunately, because I love doing this show. Kegger, can you plug the site just real quick? Just tell them again what they're getting. I know we just did it, but we can't say it enough.
I mean, you did it like 48 seconds.
Well, guess what? We got to do it again because we gotta keep saying it. It's a free show. That's the best part of being a member. You don't got to hear the spiel.
We offer daily picks, articles, more live betting streams than any website in the country. We're live 30 hours a week for every NFL game, every MMA event, college football, NASCAR. And we're up 300 units collectively. And every single play that we give out is tracked. You don't have to be a member. You can go to the website right now. You can look. It's all tracked. We're as transparent as it gets. If you don't have integrity in the space, you have nothing. And yeah, it's worth the $2 a day to sign up.
The honest to God's truth is that I actually accidentally X'd out of the lines. So I just needed you to fill time till I could get the lines back up. Okay.
Cool.
Are we good now? We're good now. Falcons -6 at the Panthers. You talk about line movement. This thing has moved from 3.5. What day was the 6th? Monday? No, Sunday. So it opened up at 3.5, got bet to 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 6 again. So everybody's backing the Falcons in this game, right? The Panthers, they do have Andy Dalton in there. I guess that's an upgrade from Bryce Young, not saying much. The total at 47 is vastly between 47.5, 47, 46.5. So you can shop around depending on what side you want to go to. Got a good note here from my buddy Jake Seeley. Deontay Johnson crushes cover 3, and he's going to face a cover 3 this week. They had the 5th highest cover 3 at 47.7%. He leads the league in red zone and end zone targets. Keg, Deontay's going to have a week. He's bouncing back, baby.
I was literally just going to say that.
Exactly what I said?
Pretty close, yeah.
How'd you find it?
Because I spend 35 million hours a week doing it. So
to find the same note, though, is impressive. Did you hack into my Google Docs?
No, but like I just looked to see what wideouts did against the scheme that they're going to play. You know, that's
Johnson's going to crush.
I mean, it looks like he set up well. Yeah, I'll be quick because I know you have a meeting at 6. This game is no action for me, but at a full touchdown, I think I would not only lean, but probably bet Carolina at that point. I think that's a little aggressive for this Carolina team at home to give them a full touchdown, especially coming off what Kirk Cousins just did in that game against Tampa. Touchdown feels aggressive to me now that Andy Dalton is playing and Bryce Young isn't. The problem is I don't think we're going to see 7. I have doubts that the line gets there, but the line feels right to me at 6. If it stays there, I'll be looking at player props, probably Johnson, maybe a couple other guys. But yeah, until this game gets to 7, I'm off the side in total. But I'll probably hit the button on Carolina at 7.
Well, you got to have something on our last game, right? We've got Dallas and the Lions. So this game's in Dallas. We've seen a lot of Cowboys. This is a short week, I would think. Was it Monday that they played or was it Sunday night? I don't even remember anymore. Anyways, the Lions are 3-point favorites on the road in this game. This line moved to 3.5 briefly, sitting at 3 now. And the total is sitting steady at 52. It hit 52 and a hook. It's back to 52 now. So what are we seeing in this game? We got Dak Prescott, who has now figured out that Jalen Tolbert is going to be his number 2 with Brandon Cooks out. We made a ton of money on Turpin in that game. They couldn't run the football. All of a sudden, Rico Dowdle runs the football. We know what the Lions are, right? The Lions are a better team than the Cowboys from top to bottom. I would think you would agree with that, but the game is in Dallas and they're getting 3 points. So how do you break this down, Keg?
Yeah, I mean, this high total feels warranted, I think, in the spot. Both teams are going to get the defensive matchups that they want. For the Lions, we know that they are a run-first team, and attacking the Cowboys' front seven right now is exactly what you want to do. They're missing multiple pieces. They're going to struggle to stop the run in this game. And on the other side of the field, CeeDee Lamb is going to destroy this man coverage that Dan Campbell is going to be in with this secondary for most of the game. So, I mean, like, the Lions feel like the side here. Now, I'm not sure how I will attack them. I'll probably be on them in some type of way. Maybe the team total, I'm not sure yet. But this could be the game that Lamb just nukes for like 150. This might be where I ladder this kid literally to 150 because I think that he can nuke the slate. I really do. Now, the one caveat to that is I don't know what the fuck is going on with him and Dak. And, like, if I felt even remotely slightly better, I would ladder this kid to 150. I just want to see if I could find any kind of info on how these two feel about each other right now, because that's my only concern. But Lamb is going to be wide open legitimately all game long. This could be the game where he nukes. But I think that Detroit's the side. I'm not sure if I'll bet their spread or the team total, but yeah, I like Detroit here.
I think people forget that there was some tension last year too. And you might remember, I think it was around week 6, where CD just went off in the media. He's like, get me the damn ball already. And I was looking at his game log from last year. So he went 4 for 4 for 77 week 1, 11 catches on 13 for 143. And then after that, 53 yards, 36 yards, 49 yards, and he went off. He was just like, I'm sick of this. You got to get me the ball. What did he do? 7 for 7 for 117. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I mean, I get it. CeeDee Lamb has not been as good as we want him to be, but this is the week.
The problem is he's getting 80, 90 yards in the first half, and then Dak doesn't even look at him in the second
Travis
half.
Kelce. He does everything in the first half. He does nothing in the second half. Can you bet first half props then on CeeDee Lamb receiving yards?
No,
that would be awesome.
We can get down first quarter props, but not. I don't see any first half. No.
This might be a CD catch on 2 drives on that first drive.
I really think he's gonna crush.
I'm with you. It's time, man. He has not performed like a great number 1 wide receiver. I don't think he's been in a handful of the best wide receiver conversation early in the season. Nico passed him. Jefferson's healthy.
Yeah.
It's time for CD to get going. So I'm with you, pal. So do you have a best bet yet as we sit here?
I would say the one bet that I know will be placed in this game that we can give out, or not in this game, on this slate, is the Green Bay Packers team total over. So let's find the best number that we could find on that real quick.
You love the Packers going off this week.
I love fading the Cardinals defense. That's what I love. They're terrible. And I mean, let's be honest. San Fran should have hung 40. They had 23 in the first half and somehow didn't score. I don't think the Packers make that mistake. I think the Packers score.
Boy, it's a healthy total, dude. 26 and a half.
Yeah, I'm
12 on DK.
Is that the best?
Well, that's just what I'm seeing. If anybody watching us right now can find a better line than that. I just went to DK, though, 26 and a half.
Yeah, so I'll shop around. I don't mind that. I'm fine with that. I think they're good for 28 plus. So, but yeah, I'll shop it around. But that will be an official play. That will be on the website for sure.
All right, I'm gonna go hit that then. I'll go find the best line and we'll see if we can get there after that. Oh man, I'm excited for this slate. I'm excited for this Thursday night game. Again,
Yeah.
8:15, San Francisco at Seattle. Because next week we start getting shitty Thursday night matchups.
We should make I mean, obviously, I think we've only lost money on 2 island games out of 15 this year. We've done very well, but we're set up well. I think we should do well tomorrow night. And we'll be free, right?
26 and a half minus 12 is the best number I'm seeing right now on the Packers team total.
We will be free for the entire Thursday night football game?
Correct. Thursdays are free. Sundays and Monday nights, half and half. Half's free, second half's premium. And then Sunday, starting with the London game through the 4 o'clock games, we are going to be behind the paywall.
Love to see it.
I'm just digging it. I want to get the best number on this Packers thing, because we don't give away very many free picks, but it seems like you have a massive conviction that the Packers offense is going to go bananas.
Yeah, I mean, I want to fade the Cardinals defense for the remainder of the year until they look, like decent. And right now they look anything but.
Yeah, 26 and a half DraftKings minus 12 is the best number I'm seeing, pal.
Sold.
Okay, very good. He's sold. I'm sold. Let's get out of here. Again, check us out if you haven't signed up. NukeTheHouse.com. Free week. Nuke NFL. But if you want to be smart, it's $59.99 for the month. Get in all access to our pre-flop plays. And it's not just NFL. We got Major League Baseball plays. Maddie's been killing it again. MMA, NASCAR. We'll have the golf when the golf gets going again. So lots going on here at Nuke the House. And the NBA season's right around the corner. We got some plans for the NBA. I'm excited about that, Kegger. Throw the graphic up, pal, so we can get out of here. I can go meet with our new friend, Connor Allen, or our old friend, Connor Allen. And let's go Nuke the House.